ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm here to do a spoiler-free talk on the Chaos Walking Trilogy by Patrick Ness. This trilogy consists of The Knife of Never Letting Go, The Ask and the Answer, and Monsters of Men, all by Patrick Ness, published in 2008, 2009, and 2010, respectively. This is a young adult sci-fi trilogy. I read this series in its entirety during the Year-a-thon Readathon, where the theme was catching up or finishing a series. I originally read The Knife of Never Letting Go in 2012, so it warranted a reread. Since this is going to be a spoiler-free talk, I'm only going to discuss a vague plot of the very first book and just discuss my feelings and thoughts on the second and third book. The Knife of Never Letting Go takes place on a new planet that humans have started to inhabit. The Earth has become overpopulated and unlivable. So the story begins, and we're following a very young boy named Todd Hewitt, who's about to enter manhood, which I believe is 12 or 13 in this society. He is the youngest member of his community, and it's a community entirely of males because all of the females have tragically died due to some disease caused by the planet. Another quirky aspect of the atmosphere of this planet causes your thoughts to be heard by everyone, including animals. You can hear animals' thoughts and they can hear your thoughts. So as you can imagine, Todd Hewitt's world is quite loud and chaotic, but it's all he's ever known. So when he stumbles upon a mysterious spot of silence, his life changes forever, and it takes him on a journey to discover what's really going on in this new planet and in Prentice Town. And that's really all that I'm going to say about The Knife of Never Letting Go, because anything more could easily be considered spoilers. I may have even said too much already. But my feelings on The Knife of Never Letting Go, I absolutely adore Todd Hewitt's voice, although I know that some people find it a little bit jarring because he speaks kind of simply and it's spelt and written very phonetically. And there's also a lot of interesting typography whenever we can read other people's thoughts. And I know that, like I said, it's kind of off-putting to some people, but I thought it was absolutely genius and made the voice of Todd Hewitt much more unique. I also really loved his constant companion, Manchi, who is a dog who is super loyal and super cute. There are also many other members of Prentice Town, which is the city that Todd Hewitt lives in, that we are introduced to, including the main villain, who is the mayor of that town. We are also briefly introduced to the alien species that inhabited the planet first. I found that The Knife of Never Letting Go was an excellent way to start this trilogy. It had a very good beginning, middle, and end, and although it left on a cliffhanger, I didn't mind too much. Sometimes that kind of bugs me and feels a little gimmicky, but I still feel that in a weird way, regardless of the cliffhanger, it does very much stand on its own. The first time that I read it very slowly, and it took me like 2 months to finish. And I think that reading it very quickly kind of enhanced the reading experience because I actually felt like I was going on the journey with Todd. Like I said, The Knife of Never Letting Go was an excellent way to begin the trilogy. On to books 2 and 3. Like I said, I can't go into too much detail because that would obviously be spoilers, but we pick up right after the first book, and there is a lot of violence and the beginnings of war that happen in the second and third book. And I'm not someone who reads a lot of war books, but I think that Patrick Ness captured it very well, and he also dealt with a lot of interesting and heavy, big themes, especially for young adult literature, about what is necessary to keep peace, the complexities of good and evil, and it also delves into human rights or just human decency. That being said, I did feel like the second and third books were a little long, but it might have been because of the repetitiveness of war. So if you're used to war novels and the rhythm that war creates in literature, I don't think that you'll mind that too much. But I still think that the second and third books could have been condensed or even combined. And as far as the third book goes, it was an excellent conclusion. It took me on a roller coaster of emotions that I really appreciated, and it probably didn't help that I read this entire series in less than a week. I was probably pretty exhausted, but it was still a very good series, and I highly recommend this series if you haven't checked it out. Patrick Ness is easily one of my favorite young adult authors, if not one of my favorite authors in general. I have yet to read any of his adult work, but I do look forward to doing that very soon. As I said in my last book talk, these books were read a few months ago, so this is not as in-depth of a review as it could have been, but I hope that you got something out of this. And as always, if you have any thoughts to share based on anything I said here today, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye!